Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
Heavy word. Kita coba ritual gacha.
Not even one spicy dish.
Cobain lagi. Mudah-mudahan masih beruntung. Tapi kalau nyari catching ya, coba di map baru aja lah. Dari di loop di sini nanti. Lanjutkan quest.
We can do this! Let's play! Yahoo! Huh? 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 Let's play!
Gather!
Harus quest dulu kampret.
Paimon has a question. After this...
I don't know. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life after awakening. Even creation may be possible. still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Macam kan cara memuji Paimon?
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the subject of my first research was how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature. Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder... Did Paimon guide? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick. Or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards. No, that definitely...
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would have... Given that there's clear... Firstly, let me lure a few...
Huh?
Direct and clear Naturally...
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
Stabilize! This is order. Time for retribution!
Great work. Did you feel anything? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reaction. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally,
Internal flow?
it's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will... If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of...
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary prep. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks, and just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for it's a type of ore known as star silver. I'll take you to my camp. All going to plan. We should be able to begin concocting the potion.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
Retribution!
luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Ready, steady, go! Let the show begin!
Solidify!
Buat keluar. Bilang nggak bisa pakai paras. Kaki gue terus nih.
Let's play!
Pengetahuan eksplorasi. Ya ampun, lari pak. Kok? Baik sekali pak.
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Orang yang sering
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider, you don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world. In that sense, things might get...
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from an... If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited. Speaking of...
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If... in line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times. and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Oke. Mau bikin udah sepi di dapur. Ke mana, Bu? L62. Yang ini kan L62 kan? Siapa nih? Hah?
Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand. Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental, but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference. People are the same when you're sick, but a peculiar... For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine, or an eye. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you...
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Having you...
Not bad. I think it...
You...
Is he trying? What?
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. Well, on with the There may be... Take Tivat, for example, but worlds... So, leaving elements... I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the... No. You shan't be required to. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose... Anyway,
Cooking?
not only is this recipe a staple for me,
Paimon, that does sound yummy, though. Okay. Good buddies.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking... If there's any...
Paimon, how are we gonna channel elemental power into the...
That was fat.
Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Mana genshinimpact?
That was fat. An average outcome experimentally, but as far as the proliferation, unless...
We just did...
Not to worry. And here...
Woohoo! Thanks! glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good for. Not that.
Hey, but you do have to. And you're right.
Yeah, they were all. I managed to.
Paimon's birthday.
Don't worry. If you had, I must.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah! This must be electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it.
Goodness. I'm one.
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower.
Unfortunate, only a.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment.
Bibir nih.
I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then,
Jajan obat.
up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, so what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Still in one piece. Good thing the vial's so strong.
Let's play! Brace yourselves. Huh? Brace yourselves.
You want to...
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh. Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. Your reputation.
But
Me? If
But how does this help your...
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few gold, petrified trees, the essence of the... I'm willing to put all these things that start out as
Oh!
Precisely.
So after all these experiments...
Of course not. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Follow me. There are some...
Jauh ya keluar. Buset jauh kali.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test. I'd like you to explore... There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. A tried and tested adventurer, I see. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Nggak ngerti ya gimana maksudnya ya. Tadi Albedo bilang ke kiri dulu. Ke kiri dulu. Ke sini.
Let's play! Brace yourselves.
Kok mati dong.
Here we go.
Burn!
Iya. Tenggelam. Tenggelam. Lift, malah keburu mati.
Let the show begin.
Ih, mati dong. Jalan. Jalan.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey, explaining things is Paimon's job.
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets.
Apa?
There's still a lot. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery there. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly... Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kind of looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the camp.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous...
You! You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps...
Listen, sister. Your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has...
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his... In any case, I'm...
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, I've investigated everything else.
But we...
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing but for insurance purpose. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you posed, which is what I was hoping.
Overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish up. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
What the fuck?
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But the only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the sea. But after imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
Oh, Grace Lily?
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself? It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of
Paimon thought with all...
Life is a manifold tap, a short life. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little... Don't be sad. You've got Paimon someone to look after you.
Hmm.
Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Huh? Look at that. Looks like someone made camp here. Are other people adventuring nearby? Let's see how our fellow explorers are doing.
Ih, kok aku lupa buka yang sini? Oh, sial.
Yahoo!
Weh, aku mau cari
Hey,
teleport
it's
spot.
Sue. Are you here to explore the snowy mountain too?
You scared me. Please don't.
But you were just standing over there, staring into
Not at all. I was just thinking of a name for a new subspecies of sweet flower I propagated. It has seeds that are 4 times as large as normal. Oh, are you interested? It's a shame. If I wasn't coming to this.
Yeah. Weren't you doing research in the city? How come you're...
Timaeus and I were helping Albedo organize research data. Timaeus just left, in fact. You didn't.
Sure didn't.
He said that he wasn't as sharp as Albedo when it came to the significance of some things. Timaeus seemed rather depressed about the matter. I was originally going to take a look around myself after finishing up here, but unexpectedly, I gleaned some interesting but, well...
Secrets? Ooh, what?
Actually...
Don't have anything on us but that.
Then, could I ask you for a favor? In truth, I feel like Albedo is...
But isn't he your teacher? What would a teacher have to hide from a student?
That's true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great...
Wait, how are you so sure?
Timaeus and I are both passionate researchers of alchemy. If it was anything else, Albedo wouldn't...
You do...
Could you help me investigate what it is that Albedo's hiding? Please.
What do you think?
Yes!
All right. Let's take a...
Buka dulu ya, buka. Spot dulu ya.
Oh, if only we had some help here. you lost?
No, we're not.
A secret?
Hey, what are you doing?
Hah.
Our mission calls for a delicate approach. Sure, but still.
Actually, you've arrived at just the right moment. I have business with you too, in fact. Here, catch.
What's this?
As you can see, it is a sword. I did not make the sword. However, I did add some alchemical touches to it. Would you like to try it out? My research indicates that this sword has some unique properties, but I need to gather data from it quite urgently. So, could I bother you to use it in battle?
Wait a second. How can there be a sword that only one person can use?
Very astute of you. This sword has an ordinary person would be unable to wield it at all. However, you are an exception.
Huh?
Or perhaps I should say that only you are immune to the curse. As such, who could I find to help me if not you? We gain little from saying more. Go find some monsters nearby. After all, some things are best discovered through practice.
Halo. Dapat XP lebih banyak langsung. Oh, lumayan sih. Harga recharge. Buat Shinkyu mantap nih. Aduh, ada lagi terminal. Oh, ini kapan ya? Rabu Sabtu hari ini, cuy.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Mau dibawain.
May knowledge guide you.
about those over there?
Paimon still has a bad feeling about this.
Time for retribution!
Over here! It's with this brat!
Benda itu diambil bocah ini.
Give it back, you thief!
Dasar hoarder.
Treasure hoarders? There are treasure hoarders in a place this cold?
Enough talk! Hand it over!
Watch out!
There's no end to this.
Time for takeoff. Here we go.
Dia bisa ulti lah.
Time for takeoff.
Retribution!
Brace yourself. Think you can get away? Yeah.
Now that's rich! Treasure hoarders calling us thieves?
Mereka yang suka mencuri, kenapa malah menyebut kita yang mencuri?
They certainly arrived quickly. Goodness, no.
Sekarang masuk akal.
They seem to have been talking about this sword.
Pedang ini.
What's going on?
Why are you looking at me like that? Of course I didn't steal the sword. Not long ago, the knights caught a band of treasure hoarders outside the city. The goods they were smuggling were also impounded. This sword was one of those items. We believed it to be stolen plunder, but no one came to claim it. Nor could we find out where it came from, so it languished in our stores. I noticed it quite by chance while in our storehouse. To tell you the truth, such an old sword would see little use outside of alchemy.
You claimed it for yourself? Just like that? So, then what happened? You just took it with you?
Indeed. And I initially intended to perform this ancient-looking weapon.
A magical sword?
Magic.
It is said that the smith vanished not long after creating the weapon, with the weapon subsequently becoming lost, working backwards from its eventual fate as plunder.
Blacksmith who made this weapon disappeared? That's kind of spooky. No wonder it's cursed.
Exactly. Do you know the story of Durin and this mountain? Durin was the black dragon who menaced Mondstadt, before finally being defeated by the combined efforts of Dvalin and the Animo Archon Barbados. After a fierce battle, the vanquished Durin crashed to ruin here, falling into the thick snow. Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. Which leads one to wonder, was Durin's fall here purely by chance, or was it intent?
Could it really have been intent?
Ini dapat.
Perhaps this place was chosen as a gravesite precisely so that the snow's power could seal the corrosive toxin coming from Durin's body. It seems plausible that Barbados would think of such a method.
Huh. Was Barbados such a capable god?
Well, these are just my postulations. I don't have any evidence. But what's for certain is that this mountain and Durin are deeply intertwined. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it.
A dragon's remains?
Indeed. The dragon's eyes, claws, and scales ground into dust before being used to coat the blade. In this way, Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword and became the source of its power. This is very advanced craftsmanship. I presume that having successfully forged the weapon, the smith must have... But using the sword in battle would have allowed the corruption to seep through the blade's handle and into their bodies. Ordinary mortals cannot withstand such power. The blacksmith must then have fled, driven mad by the curse, before meeting their end in some unknown place. You've purified the volunteers before, which is a very rare ability indeed. This ability has protected you from being corrupted or poisoned, and you can completely eliminate their effect, which is why you, and only you, can properly...
Still, this sword really is huge. It's glowing!
As far as I'm concerned, this is where this sword is still very weak at present. However, it is able to absorb energy, and through that, it is able to constantly become stronger. In some sense, you could even say that it is a living thing. Well then, traveler, adventure with it to your heart's content. I believe that we will soon have all the proof that we need.
Tapi aku ada pakai sword cuma segitu doang. Wow, dikasih item upgrade-nya. Dia ada kekuatannya. Dapat juga. Terus sekarang tinggal di axe. Saya dulu.
Sure, I'll play you in. Kasih lagi up-nya. Thank you. Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow. I wouldn't let time to act. No, my sword!
You shouldn't get careless.
Play, hilang. Aku suruh kemana ya?
Time for retribution!
Let's play!
Order guide you! Ha!
leave you a verse. Time to act.
I will end you. Let's end this quickly. Gather. This isn't good.
Oh, dekat sini. Tidak ada arti kok. Oh, tidak ada. Lah, kok baru dikasih tahu? Terus apa ini? Menurut tiada es aneh yang menghalangi jalan di gunung. Terus pinggir aja, ngapain lewat depan?
Rain outlines your fate.
Brace yourself.
Nggak ngerti.
practice.
Gimana maksudnya?
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
Periksa bongkahan es yang aneh. Tiba di area quest. Apa yang aku harus periksa? Oke.
Let's play! Sure, I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an app.
Solidify.
Gimana maksudnya?
This is order. Solidify.
Here we go! Huh? Brace yourselves!
Merah plus.
Let's play! Huh? Huh. Huh. Brace yourselves! Huh? Huh. Huh.
Gacha di depan.
Yahoo! Huh? Huh.
Oh, serponya lagi.
Huh.
Langsung ada Mudah-mudahan dapat catchingnya. Coming. Catching. Oh, bagus. Sword. Keren sih. Masih dikit dapat claymore. Oh yes, mudah-mudahan kicking please. Oh fuck. Ya tapi lumayan sih. Skyward Pride. PT. Ini ah. Songyun. Wah kayak Tantan 4 beku, semuanya hero beku. Banyak nih. Lagi Richard loh. Siapa mereka ya? Meningkatkan stamina burst normal Richard attack langsung ditekan tebasan vakum yang mengakibatkan damage langsung di jawabnya bertahan selama 20 detik atau 8 tebasan vakum. Energi recharge lagi. sih keren. Oh, kenapa harus senjata ini? Nggak ada yang lain ya? Cocok lah kayak Warframe. Karakter S semua. Widih. Dan mendapatkan energi cepat 50. False guns. Sekali ah. Dot.